it hit me with my city pop. I'm not gonna imitate it. I'm just gonna offend a bunch of Japanese people.
Please don't do that. I want to go to Japan one day.
Oh, welcome to the Pixel Primos Video Game Podcast, the show where we talk about all the latest things in gaming, from playing Elder Scrolls to getting in Lara Croft's holes. Hey, I'm Fun Solo.
That's a really good one.
Thank you.
That was a fantasy of mine as a teenager, as a budding teenager with my PS1. Triangular titties. Triangular titties still get me going.
It's like, you know what? But back then they were real.
They were real.
They looked real. And, yeah.
to your friendly internet friend Paco.
Yeah. And that's a tomb I'd like to raid. I'm JJ.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So in good news to you, Alphas, this should mark the end of pre-recorded episodes for the time being. Yes. But so here's hopefully we can record every week and we'll have you fresh updates and whatnot, just like we used to. So with that said, this episode just might be a tad bit shorter than the rest, just because we are recording this in the middle of the week as opposed to at the start of the week like we normally do. So that's going to cut down editing time because I want to get the content out to you guys. I don't want to miss a weekly upload.
Also, we're just in the midst of gaming news.
Yes, so that's what this episode's going to be. We're just going to do all the highlights in gaming to get you guys caught up in case there's anything you guys may have missed. But before we get into that, we got to acknowledge some alphas who left us some comments. Yes. On our Nintendo Switch 2 video. All right. Our first one comes from Jojira.
Yes,
he has some words for you, Paco.
I'm gonna let you.
He said, "Well, hold up. Before he commented on our cousin's question. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, our cousin responded to our top 5 spaceships and argued that the spaceships we named don't count as spaceships because they're more like fighter jets. So we posed the question to you alphas, whether you agree with us that they are spaceships or whether you agreed with our cousin and that they're not spaceships. Well, Jojira has responded to that saying, I think they're all spaceships because it's still used to go through space no matter the size. So I'm with Paco.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Jojira.
Thank you, Jojira. We appreciate that. So that way we now have video evidence we can show to our cousin and be like, see, you are wrong.
You are wrong. You are wrong.
NASA has a section on their website that says spaceships and spacecraft. Like, what's the difference?
No way. There is. I'm fucking screenshotting it and sending it to his ass. I'm sending that to his ass.
Basically, we're correct. Anything what we were saying, where it's like it's just a blanket term.
Yeah,
spaceship and spacecraft. It's just a blanket term for anything that can go into space.
A cruise ship and tugboat is still a fucking boat.
All right, awesome. All right, so our record is still clean of us offering you alphas the best advice on this show. Right. All right, now to wrap up his comment, Jojira's comment, he ended it by saying, I didn't mean the Star Trek stuff as a critique. Paco was asking a lot of questions about Star Trek, and I, as a fan who is knowledgeable about the franchise, felt like I had to answer.
Don't take any of myself the wrong way, Jojira. I thought it was really good information. I'm just being a douche. I enjoy all the information. Like, you're way more knowledgeable than I am. I hope you don't take it the wrong way. I was just trying to be funny. It didn't work apparently. But no, I enjoy the critiques. I will talk. I may not know about certain subjects, but if you know about it, I will sit there and I'll listen to you. And I'll be like, wait, what? Like I like it. I like having those conversations. Most people at my job think I'm weird, but that's whatever. Beside the point.
Yes.
But yeah, no, don't worry about it, Georgia. It's all good. I accept the knowledge. I welcome it. I welcome it.
And yes, we welcome all the knowledge. Feel free to leave comments about
Yes.
anything that we don't know about, or likewise if we get stuff wrong. But as you all
Yeah.
have, as we have demonstrated time and time again, we are rarely wrong. So
Yeah, rarely.
so, but yes,
Even
feel
NASA
free to.
confirmed.
Yeah.
NASA confirmed
So-
it, bro.
So by all means, spread your wisdom out in the comments, and
And spread
if it's
cheeks.
and if we like it well enough, we will share it
Yeah.
on a recording of an episode. All right, our last set of comments come from Gamer Introvert Power. Okay, there's multiple comments asking, would you guys ever do a metal music episode, or what kind of music you guys like? And then he also followed it up with, I don't know who does the thumbnails, but they are creative and
Yes,
hilarious.
They were good. Very good.
So yes, our thumbnails are done by JJ.
JJ.
I only did the thumbnails for the first couple of episodes, and then Jay took over to make the workload easier for me because I had to edit the episode and
divvy
do the
up
thumbnail.
some of the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So and handing it off to JJ has been like the best thing because he has a lot more fun with the thumbnails than I ever did. I guess it's because
I
the
just like doing
thumbnails.
dumb ideas.
Yeah.
And also,
No, they're real good. They're real good.
For-
They're real good.
I think it's also the burnout for me because I would edit the episode completely forgetting, like, oh, son of a bitch, I still have to do the thumbnail. So I would just throw, just fuck it, get it out there, and you can see the dip in the quality of when I had plenty of time to work on the thumbnail and when I was like, fuck it, it's live, get it out.
Get it out there. Just put a title on it.
So
I worry about that too, even though the thumbnail is like my only responsibility, right? Like I'm not editing the audio or the video or anything. But there are times where I'm like, fuck, what did we talk about? How am I gonna turn that into a thumbnail? Fuck it, it's gonna wait till Thursday.
Right.
Good.
While I mull
Under
this
pressure.
bitch over.
Under pressure. Fuck it. Under pressure.
But hey, it works, and yeah.
So far, it's been working. So far,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yes.
thank you
And
for the
so-
feedback and the appreciation.
I'm not computer illiterate enough to help him with anything. I'm just personality because I can't how do you do that? What Word document? I don't know how to do those things. That's just the most that I do.
Now to go back to his other comments on the metal music or what music we like. So I don't listen to that much metal, not enough to like that I could do an episode on it, or at least I don't think I could. And as far as what music do we like, I mean, I don't
We're all
know.
bad nerds.
I don't know if do we can we do a whole episode where we just talk about music? I don't know.
We are all former band nerds, so I feel
Mhm.
like we could do a music episode just because I know all of our tastes range and vary. You know, like that
Mhm.
picture, that meme that says my iTunes playlist, and it's a picture of Chalino Sanchez and
Tupac.
it's literally every single one of our playlists. And then Hatsune Miku in the background. All of it. I'm in the same boat with you. Like, I don't listen to enough metal. I do listen to metal, just not enough. I used to listen to a lot of metal when I had Sirius XM, but I couldn't tell you who the fuck anybody was. But my metal knowledge is Metallica and Iron Maiden. That's my extent of metal knowledge. I know there's just death metal. Oh, and baby metal. Baby metal is probably the one that I listen to the most right now.
Oh, baby metal. Awesome.
Baby metal. But I mean, all of our music lists are pretty well varied, and I think we owe that just to because we're all band nerds.
Yeah,
I played trumpet. Juan, you played flute. JJ, you're the
I do.
sax man. So I
Skibbity
mean,
bit of
yeah,
up.
I mean, I was the instrument of God. Thank you. That's what they always used to tell us. You're the trumpets are the instruments of God. It's like, you goddamn right we are. Even though I was like last chair, I was a horrible trumpet player compared to like all the people I went to school with. They were all really good, and then there's just like me in the background. Like, I get like the really shitty sheet music. Like, just sit there and hold the beat buckle. Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think we could maybe one day. I think we could do a music episode. It might not necessarily be metal.
It's not in the cards right now, but we're not opposed to doing it. So I guess to answer the question, maybe.
The only thing is we wouldn't be able to like put any clips because that DMCA.
Yeah, no, that's gonna copyright the shit out of it. So we would. It would strictly be like a discussion, not like a top 5 type thing.
Maybe we could like put the picture of the band, of the scribbles of their name, while we talk about it. Maybe we could do that.
You know what? Maybe we could turn it into a game. We could be like, "Hey, is this heavy metal merch or just random squiggles?" And then
just a pile of fire sticks or firewood.
Right.
This is Norwegian black metal. Thank you very much.
No, we have to do that because I don't want anyone else to steal that idea.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, we will definitely.
Hey, they have that metal reggaeton.
Metal reggaeton,
yeah. The metal reggaeton. I mean, that actually goes hard.
It do go hard.
It does go hard. Like, it's reggaeton and metal.
I do be playing that. It might just be because I recently, for professional reasons, had to switch over to Apple.
Yeah.
So like my playlist, because now I jumped over to Apple Music too. So like
I'm thinking about doing the same.
It doesn't have. I liked it. I still like it. Like, it's not bad. It does, like, 90% of what Spotify does. I do miss the day list from Spotify because the day list would just throw random crap at me and I'd be like, what the fuck is this? I like it.
Yeah.
Add it to my likes. But Apple Music, I think maybe because I just got it, like I've had it for a month, maybe not even. So I've only really played like the stuff that I've been on a recent kick of, right? Like recently I've been on a like city pop kick, and every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I kind of want to listen to like baby metal, or Iron Maiden. So like when I go to my station, which is what Apple calls their mix, like your mix, it's just throwing out like 80s Japanese songs and then fucking 80s metal at me because that's all it knows that I like. Yeah, it's all of that it knows that I like. But I kind of fucked with it a little bit, and I recently played some Young Gravy. I went on a little walkie walk.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like strutting a little bit. Let me put some Young Gravy on here. Get all the MILFs. Ooh, Gravy, you so fine. You so. When I was working out at the gym today, it was kind of funny that it was like, it hit me with my city pop. I'm not going to imitate it because I'm just going to offend a bunch of Japanese people.
Please don't do that. I want to go to Japan one day. Don't offend them, for the love of God.
Stay with me. Yeah. Right? It hits me with the stay with me, and then it's like 666, the number. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting pumped. And then, ooh, Gravy, you so It was funny. I feel like I got my money's worth for this month.
Yeah, I feel like the one that I discovered recently. I know I've told you about it. It came across my Instagram feed. There's a guy who his page is just him lifting, but the music that he's playing in the background is, I guess, what he's listening through his headphones. And I didn't know that there's like this genre of like VTubers that are basically just karaoke.
Oh yeah,
it's a bunch of VTubers. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, and his music choices is just these VTubers like singing Evanescence or their own original like anime songs. I don't know why, but I was like, I'm gonna go look for this mix because this like these last 3 songs are actually really good. But yeah, that's the latest one that I've listened to.
I only knew about the VTuber one because in like really early TikTok, when they
Yeah.
were uploading clips, they would they would have that like, you know, when someone tells you like, oh, you know what the song like Pina Coladas is, I like Pina Coladas is about, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, isn't it about a guy that likes Pina Coladas? No, it's not. Listen to the lyrics. So you would have that happen all the time
Uh-huh.
with these VTubers singing karaoke. They would sing a song and not realize like how
What they're singing.
dirty the
Yeah.
lyrics are, and you can see the real time like, oh, as they like sing it.
They're singing some
So a lot of
nasty
those
ass 90s
like
R&B. Like, oh my
so a
god.
lot of those clips started like started going like semi viral on
Yeah.
TikTok, and so yeah, that's the only way I like, that's the way I found out. But all right, let us now move on to the gaming news. Let's get through this. All right, so first piece of news: Nintendo. Might as well start with them. You know, since we did our Nintendo Switch 2, we got a
Yeah.
small update. It's not a good update,
No,
unfortunately.
no. It's a
So
sad update.
Paul Rudd isn't getting his free Nintendo Switch 2?
he is not getting his free Nintendo. He's gonna have to pay just like everybody else. Well, hey, there is one small bit of good news, at least in the United States. It seems like the White House has pulled back on their tariff bullshit for like 90-ish days. So because of that, it looks like the Switch 2 will be sold at the price that they listed on the direct.
It's a win
So
for
that's like
America.
the small piece of good news. But now for the bit of sad news, it's
Good
coming.
news. The price ain't going up. Bad news. The price is still damn high.
Damn high.
Yep. Still high.
So, all right, I'm reading this from IGN, where it says here 2.2 million people applied to pre-order the Switch in Japan. So this is just the Japanese number. So Nintendo is trying to get ahead of it by saying, all right, a lot of you guys is not going to get a Switch.
Look, man, Nintendo's fucking up right now with Pokemon and now Nintendo Switch. You're going to have riots on your hands. I'm telling you right now.
So
you're going to have fucking riots.
Well,
I
not-
can't get Pokemon card. Now I can't get a Switch too. I'm throwing hands with fucking Mishimoto, whoever the fuck it is, at Nintendo right now. I want my pack of Pokemon cards and I want my goddamn Switch too.
I feel like this is one of those like inevitable problems. Like this was gonna fucking happen because this happens with every console. There's never enough to meet the demand, especially because the hype is so high at launch, and this has happened like all the time with every single fucking console. They are never able to meet enough to hit it. So it's not shocking. I think the shocking part is I think everyone had like a number in mind of like, oh well, Nintendo probably made this many consoles, and I think Nintendo's kind of going, we actually made less than whatever number you're thinking like in your head. So if you already lowballed it, Nintendo just went,
we gotta go even lower.
You gotta go lower, dog. And
you gotta go lower.
Yeah, so
you gotta go to happy ending territory with this.
Right?
Real low.
Sorry, you didn't play enough Nintendo Online. So
I don't know.
Oh
man.
shit!
That
now I'm kind of nervous. I haven't touched that Switch in a while. It's like,
yeah, me too, dude. I'm like, nah, I'm not winning that lottery.
Yeah, same. I haven't played enough either. Like, I have not played enough to be like. I'm pretty sure I'm still in the middle of a battle with somebody in Breath of the Wild.
I like to think that maybe I'll only get bumped up because they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at that! This dude actually played Pikmin 4. That's awesome. Let's get rid of this
going over
this fucking phony over here that
Yeah.
only put in the Nintendo Online hours playing Fortnite. We're putting this Pikmin dude up ahead.
Yeah, exactly. They're going like if you play the most obscure Pokemon game, it's like you're going to the top of the list.
There
You're like,
is
you
no
play
such
Pikmin
thing as
4?
an
Hell yeah.
obscure Pokemon game.
No, I said obscure Nintendo game.
Oh, okay. I heard
And
Pokemon.
because you did a Pikmin, no, not a lot of people play Pikmin or even talk about it. It's like, you know what? This is a real one. We're setting him to the top of the list. He's a real one.
Hell yeah.
These Pikmin players are the real ones.
I hope so. And I put a ton of hours in Pikmin 4, guys. Like, I genuinely, thoroughly love that fucking game. All right.
Poor
I
Nintendo.
want to say, okay, here we go. They have the checklist on the pre-order requirements for it. On the same IGN article, it says you need to have been the one who purchased any Nintendo Switch Online membership. You must have had any paid Nintendo Switch Online membership for a minimum of 12 months.
Ooh.
And you must have opted to share gameplay data and have at least 50 hours total of gameplay.
I'm pretty sure I
I'm gonna
opted
have to
into
wait.
to share
No, dude,
gameplay data.
I'm gonna have to wait till October, maybe.
I for sure definitely put way more than 50 hours in just Zelda alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah,
yeah, so
and
I think I'm good.
Smash. Like,
Oh yeah, Smash Brothers. Mm-hmm.
Smash. Yeah, I definitely put more than 50 hours in Smash.
Double
Brothers.
Smash.
Yeah.
Triple Smash. Oh, and Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8.
I feel like it's one of
nuts.
those where if you had the console at launch, it's safe to say
Yeah.
you got the 50 hours because that's like you could have played at least an hour for like around the course of like 3 months and you would be eligible, you know. So
yeah, most definitely.
So yeah, but the thing is, well, since everybody
Even
can
if you
meet
got it
those
during
thresholds.
COVID, I would say that, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing for sure. Everybody
Yeah.
had to
Oh,
put
dude,
more
you
than
had to
50
put
for
so
Animal
many hours into that, especially during
Yeah,
COVID
so
times.
yeah, so I feel like a lot of people are gonna hit that. So we'll see. But yeah, again, it seems there ain't enough switches to go around. So we'll
Nope.
see. We'll see how that goes. But all right, that just with
Try
that,
again,
let us
Nintendo.
now move on to the next piece of news, and that's Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah.
Man, these guys, they did the meme. They did the meme of here's this hype shit, and by the way, it's out today. Like, so
What the fuck are
yes,
you guys still doing watching this bullshit?
Yes, you guys can go play Oblivion. I don't have to do that bullshit of it's out by the time you want. It's out right now while I'm recording this shit. You can go get it right now.
What are you doing?
Now.
Arranca vergas, bro. Go play. Arranca verga, bro. Go play. Go play.
Yeah. And for you weirdos out there that are like, why do I want to get Oblivion? Listen here. Oblivion is one of the greatest masterpieces.
I really liked Oblivion. Like,
it looks so good too.
It looks so
good.
For me, it was that nice little like middle layer because Skyrim. Funny enough, if you take like all the Elder Scrolls games and you like line them up, like as the number go up, they become kind of like easier to play. Easier isn't the right word, like not in terms of difficulty, but in terms of like accessibility. Because like one Elder Scrolls Arena, like the first one, that one's some old bullshit. That's like a fucking DOS game. Like why in the fuck are you gonna waste your time with that? Like no. The next one up, fuck, what was the next one up called? I don't remember, but like 3, the Morrowind, when you get to the Xbox, that shit doesn't track anything for you. Like you have to remember, like, oh yeah, you already talked to this quest giver, and he told you to go here. Well, fucking find it, dog. Like,
yeah, that was one of those you needed like a pen and paper. Like,
yeah, you needed to keep track of everything yourself.
Yeah,
you needed to. There was no like, and this was early internet days, so like it was really easy to miss quest lines or break something or just like completely lock yourself out.
The
Mm-hmm.
And
peak of
then
forums, baby. Early
yeah,
internet
and then
forums.
Skyrim, contrast that to Skyrim where it's like everything has a fucking marker. You
Yeah.
want to
Yeah, thank
even,
God.
and if it doesn't have a marker, you can put your own fucking marker so you can go back to that
Yeah.
cave and kill some vampires
Mm-hmm.
later. And
Just gonna set
Oblivion was
this right
kind of a
here.
nice little middle ground where it's like, yeah, this is still kind of like, I still kind of need like a pen and paper, not as bad as like Morrowind, but there's some stuff that I would want to track myself, or like, if I want to like, put points into like a specific build and blah blah blah, like maybe I would want to like manually do that myself. Whereas like with Skyrim, it's like, I'll just throw them in
Yeah.
like whatever the
Fuck
fuck. It
it.
doesn't really matter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, so Oblivion for me was that nice little middle ground, where it still tickled like my nerd brain, and my goopy gamer goblin was satiated.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I described Oblivion to Lily, my wife, is that uh you know how like you would watch like a cartoon or a movie back in the day, and they would like talk about video games, and it would just be this exaggerated like thing because they were trying to like, I guess, parody World of Warcraft. But the thing is, video games didn't actually work like that. And you could tell that it was either written by someone who doesn't know much about video games, or it was deliberately exaggerated just for the sake of the cartoon or the movie or TV show, whatever. Okay. Oblivion was the game that made me go, "Oh no, it's real." That exaggerated thing that no, this is the game. They were playing Oblivion 5 years before it fucking came out. and and I do
Yeah.
mean that in the sense of that, like, the you can create like the amount of depth there was to like the role, the classes, the different builds, as far as like with weapons, unarmed, expertise, magic, all of that. There was so much depth to it, to the point that even like Skyrim, even though Skyrim came out after, was a bit of a downgrade in certain areas. Like there was stuff that like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, I could do this in Oblivion. What do you mean I can't do it in Skyrim? You know?
Mm.
And it was just because like Skyrim, whereas the map is more like open and there's more this, they scaled back a lot of the RPG elements. And
Mhm.
so whereas in Oblivion it was floodgate, you know.
Yeah.
It was like RPG first, everything else later, and even the dungeon layouts in Oblivion were a lot more clever than Skyrim. I guess because in Skyrim it was a lot more like linear, whereas
Mhm.
in Oblivion it's like, no, there's branching paths in these
No,
damn
you
dungeons, you
can go
know.
this way. You can go that way.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
You name it. So it was just, there was just a lot of stuff you could do in this game, and so
Also, I
for
didn't know this because I didn't play like the first three Elder Scrolls, but yeah, the like it's the same story from one.
Yeah.
oh
Like in one, the king gets like
hmm
Loki'd,
Oh.
like
yeah,
he Loki, like, a demon takes his place and
yeah,
poses as him, and then the whole point of the game is you have to get like, the MacGuffin to bring the king back.
yeah.
Eh, Spoilers: if you're gonna play Oblivion, in Oblivion, you're in a jail cell with the fucking king who's now old and decrepit that you rescued in one. I did not know that until I was
Mhm.
watching like some lore videos. It was like,
Oh, that makes sense.
ah.
No way.
Because like Skyrim kind of stands alone. Like it's still tied
Yeah,
into the story, but it feels so very isolated. Because
yeah,
even playing Oblivion, I didn't know what the fuck is going on in Skyrim. like,
yeah.
uh,
I still don't know what's going on in Skyrim or any of these games, to be totally
yeah,
honest.
no.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I thought that was kind of neat. That was a little
Yeah.
like tidbit that I was like,
Hmm.
didn't know. Still
Yeah.
years later, because this was
Hmm.
before the remake came out. I was like, years later, Oblivion is still giving. Oblivion is still
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah. No, and I think like Elder Scrolls, I think even as a franchise, because you would see this in both Oblivion and Skyrim, where No, the side quests are a lot more like interesting
Than
than
the main
the
story.
main story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very easy to just get lost and just doing all the side stuff
Dude,
than
I
sticking to
that's
the
what I
main.
was doing when I first got an Xbox. I've always been a PlayStation guy, but
Mm-hmm.
when I first got the Xbox, one of the first games I got was Skyrim. And
Yeah.
I never played any. I wasn't super into RPGs. Never played a lot of RPGs. And I got Skyrim, and dude, I would play that shit for hours. I had no idea where I was supposed to go, what I was supposed to do. I was just walking around aimlessly, shooting arrows at people. I ended up on some random island. I know you could follow foxes. I remember I ended up getting a shield out of I fought some witch or something, got a shield, and then walked away with it, and like an hour later where I ended up at, that was the quest. Like I finished the quest before I even got it. She's like, "Oh, this is my husband's shield, and I would love for you to get my husband's shield." And then he gives you the dollar. Like, wait, I already have the shield. Like I did the quest without even realizing I was doing a quest. I was lost in these mines, had no idea. Dude,
Yeah.
I lost a lot of hours, and I don't think I even did actually the fucking actual story at all.
Oh no, yeah, me
I
too.
don't think I've actually
Yep.
done the story. I don't even think I've started the story. I just started doing random shit.
I kind of pissed off. I don't remember if it was Frank or Seabass. It might have been Seabass,
Probably see this.
but or it might have been Frank. Really, like I remember that I told them that like I haven't even touched the main story. Like I'm just running around doing side quests, and they dropped like the DLC for Skyrim where you can create dragon bone armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And up until that point, I had just been stashing dragon bones away, like in my house, for no reason. I was just like, "These are cool. Like, I'm gonna use these eventually. I don't know for what, but like,
I'm gonna build a house out. I'm gonna build a chair out of this.
yeah." So there was just a fuck ton of stuff in like, dragon corpses riddled in my house. And so when that DLC dropped and the Game of the Year version came out, I borrowed it from Seabass and I was like, "Can I borrow it? I'm finally gonna beat it." And he was like, "Sure." So I popped it in to do the DLC, which all I really did was like, oh, okay, cool. I got the skill to make dragon bone armor. I'm gonna get my dragon bones. Make armor. Okay, here you go, Seabass. You can have it back. I beat the game. What? Yeah, I made
Took
dragon bone
2
armor.
hours.
Yeah, I made dragon bone armor. That's the end game for me. I'm literally wearing the bodies of my enemies.
Look at this.
This is
I
the
am
biggest flex I
dripped
can
out.
possibly imagine.
I am dripped out, as they say, as the kids say. I'm tripped, as the kids say, in my blood of my enemies and their skeletons.
All right, so we will move on from that, and we'll move on to what may be our final
Oh,
gaming update. What?
just real quick, I saw a
Yeah.
really funny TikTok, still
Mm-hmm.
about Oblivion, that was like, this is what happens when you fast travel in the Oblivion remake. And like you see a dude playing and he hits the fast travel to a place, screen goes black, and when it starts to like brighten up again, it's just the intro to Skyrim.
Ah,
Like, fucking goddamn it, Tom.
You're finally awake. Oh, that was good. All right, all right. Our final update: Ghost of Yōtei. I hope I'm pronouncing that
yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
Dropped the
today.
trailer today as we're recording this.
Yes.
Like
This
Shadow
morning.
dropped it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, what does this say other than this game looks fucking awesome?
Yes. I did notice one thing that I did notice is looks like you're going to be being able to use more weapons in
Mhm.
Yeah.
this
Yep.
one. Looks like you get like a spear and then like the little like curved, I don't know what they're called, curved katana things. They're like you use them in farming, but ninjas use them as weapons. I don't know what the hell they're called.
Oh, the
Kunai. Is it kunai? No, kunai's the throwing ones.
Yeah, kunai.
But it's
the
got
thing
it's a
that
stick.
Scorpion uses.
No, it's a stick with the curved blade. Let me look it up now because I'm gonna bother the
Yeah,
shit out of me.
it's like from a rice flail. I
Yeah.
think. But
Fujisan brand. What is it? What? No, that's It's like a tiny scythe.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny,
Okay.
yeah. It's like a tiny scythe. I think is what it's called.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that thing
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
it's like a tiny scythe. I wish we could put a picture of it. But look, when because it's real fast when it passes because they're doing like the different they're doing little bits of gameplay and stuff. A grass sickle. It's like a sickle.
Mm.
I guess yeah, it's like a
Mm.
sickle, but it looks like you get to use those. You get a spear. Um, looks there's a wolf in there somewhere. So I'm wondering if either you get to transform into the wolf or you have like a another companion besides your horse, maybe. Or it could be like a dream sequence. Other than that, I mean, the game looks great. The story's gonna be great. I can already tell. It's not gonna be the same exact story as Ghost of Tsushima. Probably this is probably going to take place. This takes place way after the war, I believe.
Yeah.
Way after the war, I believe. Um, she gets a guitar, so I don't know how that's going to play into it.
I'm thinking
Sakai
she's
had
gonna do
Jin.
that instead of
Hmm.
haikus.
Oh, okay. Instead
Yeah,
of
you play the
haikus.
shamisen thingy or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, like playing Ghost of Tsushima, like, and you have to do the haikus. Like, man, I'm a poet now, bro. Like, oh, do they record these? Like, these are fucking great. No, Ghost of Yōtei is going to be great. Hopefully, there's no hate that people come out because the main character is a girl. That's what I'm going to be waiting for. Somebody's going to
Mm.
talk some shit. You can already tell.
Uh,
But I mean,
They
other than that,
probably they probably will, but I mean, at this point, it's like everyone's hyped for this game. Everyone knows this game's gonna be good. So
oh, it's
I
definitely going to be
think
good.
that enough love will pierce through that it'll drown out like the upset minority.
Yeah.
With that said, they just announced the collector's edition as well,
Oh fuck me.
Fuck.
and
I
there's
don't
some pretty
have
good.
money.
There's some
Ah.
swag shit in this.
God damn
So
it.
there is.
Tell me. Just lay it on me.
Um. Oh jeez. Oh Jesus! I just saw how much it cost.
It's a special
So
edition or collector's
it's
edition?
called the collector's edition.
Mhm.
This son bitch is $250.
Whew.
Damn.
Whew.
Yeah, that's oh
That's
my.
like 3 Switch games.
It's funny you should say that because it's funny you should say that because some people were criticizing Nintendo because the standard version of the game is $70
Uh-huh.
and the digital deluxe is 80. So people are like, that means Ghost of Yōtei is cheaper than Mario Kart. And they're like, hey, Nintendo. And it's like, listen, you guys, Nintendo is now a generation ahead of the PS5. So it's
Ooh.
going to cost more. Guys, the PS5 is now an outdated previous generation console.
No.
So let me talk about this $250 collector's edition.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
All right,
not
so
the most outrageous price.
No.
mm,
I think there's been other collector's editions that have been that much.
I think so.
Is it the Doom one
yeah.
$250?
I don't
Probably.
remember.
I don't
And
remember.
I pre-ordered it, but I forgot how much I paid for it. But that's not the point. Here we go. So the coolest thing that it comes with is it comes with the replica of her ghost mask. So
Yeah,
that
that looks
half
cool.
white with the teeth.
The
Yeah.
wolf, yeah.
Yeah. So it's got a replica of that. It also has a replica of the sash that she
Mhm.
wears in the game where she has attached to the sword. And it also has a replica of the Suba from the sword. I'm guessing it's like the
The
hilt, the
guard.
guard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comes with a pouch of coins, instructions for Zeni Hajiki game.
And it's the coin
Uh,
pouch and the game.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yeah, I'm guessing that the coins are
Go
like the
with the
game.
Play a
game.
role.
Okay. And then a foldable papercraft ginkgo tree. So I guess you
Like a little
get.
origami tree.
Yeah, like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh
it looks
huh.
cool.
In the
Okay.
picture, it looks like it's like kind of like in a book, and you open it, and the tree like
Opens up,
Oh,
yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I guess kind of like a pop up book, if
Yeah.
that's the.
Yeah.
Um, and the last thing is, well, art cards. I feel
Yeah.
like every collector edition comes with either an art book of some kind.
Yeah.
There you also get some digital shit as well, I believe.
Yeah, you
Or
do. You
yeah,
get quite a bit.
yeah. Okay, so you get the full game. So okay, so in this one, it's a digital copy. So it comes with a digital code. Uh, you get a digital deluxe horse and saddle, armor die, snake armor, a sword kit, a charm, and a traveler's map. Also, on top of that, if you pre order,
Yeah.
you get a mask you can use in the game and 6 avatars for the PlayStation. So I'm guessing the little profile picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's cool that they include them, but
Yeah.
like once I got my Spider-Man one, I'm like, this is never
Like, I'm
changing.
not changing it.
It's never gonna
Yeah.
change. Same one.
Yeah. Ugh. That and like, I mean, I'm looking at them and it's like, well, I don't really know who these characters are, but it's because the
Yeah,
game's
you don't
not
know
out
who
yet.
they are.
So,
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like
but
with
I
with a
feel
new
like,
IP like that, it's like, well, I'm not
yeah,
attached to any
but
of these guys yet.
I feel like a lot of times what happens with these avatar sets is they make a bunch of them, but it's like, guys, people generally only stick to whoever the main protagonists are. So,
Yeah.
like my example was like The Last of Us. The Last of Us had like a whole bunch of like avatars. It's like, guys, everyone's just gonna be either like Joel,
Joel or
Ellie,
Ellie.
and maybe the rare exception, someone might be Abby in the sequel, but that's
Yeah.
about it. Like, I don't think there are that many people that are gonna want a profile picture of Dina or Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they're bad characters. I'm just saying I don't think the majority of people are gonna want them as avatars. But
Dude,
oh well,
I,
they
I'll be
gotta do their
honest with you.
thing.
If you put Tommy in a lineup with like other video game characters, I don't think I could pick him out.
Fair,
Fair
fair.
point.
So that's what was coming with. You can pre-order the collectors from PlayStation Direct. Um, I think they're gonna drop the pre-orders on May 2nd, so you still have time
Okay.
to keep that
Donate
refresh
some
button
plasma.
at the ready. Yep.
Donating all the sperm and plasma I can. Also,
Yeah.
that
What?
sash,
Not mixed together.
that sash measures 71 inches long. I'm reading. That's a long
So,
ass sash.
yeah, you could actually wear that.
Yeah, that's what it says. It said it's a sash measures 71 inches long and is made of a cotton blend, perfect for cosplay accessory or a wall decoration. So damn,
Dope.
that's a big ass sash.
That's you.
It's
Just gonna walk around the office with it.
Yeah. You should make your own sash with your coworker's name on it and just cross off their names every time they piss you off. Just staring at them.
Like some kind of weird, elaborate death note.
Yeah. Just rip it off and just put it on their desk like this belongs to you. You're like, why is there blood on it? It's Kool-Aid actually, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, that's another pre-order that I'm gonna have to work fucking overtime. First Doom, now this.
Yeah.
Then Oblivion. God.
As much as I do like the collector's edition, I don't know if I'm gonna like go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
I'm gonna
don't.
jump on
I
this
don't
one.
know.
I want the
I
mask.
say that now, but then like, watch. Ask me this like a week
May
later,
2nd.
and I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, May 2nd." I'm gonna be like, "Guys, I just pre-ordered it because that was me with like Doom, the Dark Ages." I was like, "Nah, I don't think I'm gonna pre-order it," and then no, I fucking pre-ordered that shit, the collector's edition.
I hope for the
So-
next game they release it with the sword. Then I will pre-order that bitch. It's gonna come with an actual
I
sword
mean,
or the little sword.
That'd be really cool, but like
Mhm.
the only thing that like makes me wary of that is that like, you know, a cheap sword online is still like $500.
Yeah, like even if it's already like dulled and shit, like if display only, they're still
Yeah,
really
you can sharpen the fuck
expensive.
out of that.
Yeah.
I like what Sekiro did, and I still have that the collector's edition. They had a replica of the sword, but it was like this big, and it's a letter opener.
Oh,
I still use that shit. That thing is on our dresser, and we use it to open the fucking letters because it's the coolest letter opener I've ever
that's
seen.
cool
And
and
yeah,
all, but I'd still want the sword.
like an
I'd
actual
still want the sword.
sword.
Yeah, I'd still want the actual
uh,
sword. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it. Like,
you
I
know
just
Just
still
what's
want
display
it.
it.
you know what's funny? I have a replica of like Dante's sword from Devil
Mhm.
May
You
Cry.
do.
That is true.
And the funny story behind that is that for one Halloween when I had abs, I decided to dress up as Dante from Devil May
Dante.
Cry 3, who doesn't wear a shirt.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I say I had abs. I had like the hint of abs. There,
There was the essence of abs.
yeah, there was the suggestion of abs.
The LaCroix of abs over here.
Uh,
You had your LaCroix of abs.
um, but when I was putting the costume together, right, I ordered the coat. Like I was,
Hmm.
there's no way I'm gonna like be able to make that myself. I just ordered the
Yeah.
coat. But I was looking up, like, all right, like, well, how can I make the sword? What can I do about the sword? And I was looking up, instructions and stuff on how to make like a foam sword. And then I was like, damn, all this shit is gonna cost me like over $300, I think. Like
Yeah.
I forgot what the math was, but I was getting in the territory of like I could just buy
The
a
real sword.
real replica sword, like actually made of metal, because I found a website that had like a cheap one. You can't actually fight people with it, but it's actually made of metal, and it was
Yeah.
like $200 or something. Like it was cheap. It was super doable and affordable. And then I was like, all right, well, what if I buy like a foam one? Because I need to wear this and I need to walk around with it. Uh, what if I? So I looked up like really cool like cosplay ones, like
Hmm.
the ones that you can take into cons and stuff.
Yeah.
Those bitches were like $350, and I was like, for this much, I'll just buy the real
Buy the
one.
real fucking thing. Why?
So I bought the real one, and it's still in my room back home.
It doesn't make. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I could buy the real fucking thing, real metal heavy, looks even more badass for like $200, or I can buy a fake foam sword for $300. Fuck the fake foam one. And I mean, it doesn't really, unless you already are doing cosplay and you already have like foam and the materials. It's the initial costs are going to cost you more than
Yeah,
buying like a replica or something. It just makes more sense
yeah. No,
financially.
that was the problem with like making my own like foam sword,
Yeah.
was that like all the material that I was gonna have to buy, like I was gonna have to kind of buy it in bulk, pretty
Yeah.
much. Like they weren't gonna sell me just like, I just need a sheet,
Yeah.
please.
No,
like,
we're gonna sell you 15. Fuck.
yeah, unless I went to like a specialty store, which there weren't
Yeah.
any in Eagle Pass. Like where in the fuck was I gonna find?
Yeah.
Mm. The story I remember you telling me about when you went like just up as Dante that Halloween was you went somewhere, I forget where, or I don't know if it was like a bar or something, and that the guy at the door like checking IDs or security like was like stopping everybody to check, and that when he got to you he only saw the guns and he said they're fake, right? And you're like, oh yeah, they're toy guns. Okay. And he let you through and he never questioned the fucking
Never question the
sword.
fucking
That
sword.
was real.
He's like, this guy's not carrying around a real sword.
Dude, I did forget about that, but yeah, that 100% happened. We went to, I think it's like, what is it, Thin Lizzie's now? I forget what it's called. It used
Fat
to be
lizard.
Fat Lizard. It used to
Yeah.
be called Southbound, the
Hmm.
Southbound Lounge, when back in those days. And so, I think me, Edward, and a couple of other friends, we just went there to hang out because I mean, in Eagle Pass, one, there's not a whole lot to do, and
Nope.
two, like when you're already like above high school age, there's even less to do.
Yeah,
Like, so we went, and yeah, the cop was checking IDs, and he did see the guns, and I was like, oh no, yeah, these are toys, and I showed them to him. Like, they had the red tips there or whatever, the orange tips and everything. He was like, cool, and yeah, he just let me in. But then later in the night, we're just hanging out talking. So we're all like in a little like friend circle.
Mhm.
So obviously I have my back turned to people that are behind me, and I just feel like my back all of a sudden get lighter. I'm like, huh. Like my spine is suddenly adjusted. What the? And someone had like drawn the sword, and and I'm just like, I turn around and I'm just like looking at him like this, like, the fuck are you doing, bro? And he's like, is this a real sword? And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
Put it back. And he just
Do I look like a poser to you?
He just puts it back and he just like walks away.
Probably felt how heavy it was. He's like, this man's carrying this around.
Yeah.
Just like when I went dressed up as Beaker and people just kept touching my eyeballs.
I remember that.
I made a Beaker costume in like 2 hours. JJ was there. I made it in like 2 hours. I had a lab coat, and we went to the Hobby Lobbies, bought all the materials because I didn't know what I needed. I think I saw a tutorial on YouTube, and I used like these. Like I made the mouth, and that's where I was. Had the mesh screen, and I could see out the mouth. But then I made like these huge eyeballs for it. And the whole time I lived in Austin at the time, and the whole time walking down 6th Street during Halloween, people are just grabbing my eyeballs. By the end of the night, my eyeballs were like one down here, one up here, one of the pupils over here. Like it was nuts.
So the advice we were giving to you, Alphas, is don't touch other people's costumes and cosplay and props.
Yes, and
cosplay is not consent. Damn it.
Yes.
Also, just buy the real sword, man. Just buy the real sword.
Yeah, just buy the real sword.
That's what an alpha would do.
Yeah, hell yeah. And on that note, we will wrap things up. Wrap things up here. Let us know in the comments if you're gonna play Ghost of Yōtei. If you're gonna buy that $250 pre-order collector's edition, you're gonna get a Switch 2. Are you choosing not to leave a comment because you're too busy playing Oblivion? We'll know when we see that the view count for this episode is lower than our usual.
Yeah, when our view count goes
know
from 15 to 5, it's like they're playing Oblivion. That's what we want.
It's like you guys are playing Oblivion, and you know what? I respect that.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, yes, but on that, catch you all on the next one.
Bye. Laters.
Peace.